What's up? It's your boy Timmy Burner. Today we're going to review EST Gee's new tape, Mad. He starts the album off with a really dope intro track, Pray You Die in Surgery. Like, it's a hard track. It's a solid choice for an intro track because it grabs your attention and makes you like go, oh yeah, this it. And he follows that up with Ball Like Me Too, and it's also just another dope track. It's a similar style and vibe as Pray You Die in Surgery, and it's a really good two-piece combo. Then to get that three-piece in there, he has the track One and Only, and it's different than the first two tracks. It's a way harder beat. He's on there talking his shit. He's doing everything he can to really just solidify like how dope this album's going to be all the way throughout by showing a little bit of variation in his styles and the tones of the album. Because then he followed it up with Blow Up, which has more of like a darker toned beat to it. Also just a really dope track. Like, we're 4 tracks into this album and it's in just a solid tape already. Like, EST Gee came in and did his thing. 2 tracks that I really want to spotlight are Drop Top and Lie to Me Some More. Those are really dope tracks off this project, and I highly recommend going and checking those out. They just have solid beat selections on them. The verses are awesome throughout the whole song. Like, EST Gee once again did his thing on these tracks, and it shows on a lot of this album, like 90%. Now let's get into these features he has on this project. He's got Slam Dunk featuring Young Scooter. It's not really my favorite track on the whole project. I do think it's one of those tracks that kind of will grow on you over time. But then the next feature he has is Hot Boys featuring Boozy Badass, and this track is phenomenal. Like, I really like this track. Boozy killed his verse. He came through and did his thing. Like, it was a phenomenal track all the way throughout. Like, shit's fire. Like, it's gonna be in my daily rotation for a while. The last feature on the album, which is actually the outro track, is Kata's song featuring Kata, and I do fuck with this song too. It's got like a real dope beat to it. The lyrics to the track are really phenomenal as well. Like, it's another good track. It's a good way to end the album, I'll say that. Like, it's a good choice for an outro track to your album. So my dislikes for the album, like I said, Slam Dunk's really not one of my favorites, but it's a track that I think will grow on me. I am not a fan of 25 Men Freestyle. It's not for me. I'll come back and revisit and see if I change my mind a week or so from now, but I just don't think that one's going to be for me. Another track on this tape that I just couldn't get into was Us. It's also just a super short track, so it's kind of a skippable track in all honesty. It's a pretty short track, but I just couldn't get into the vibe of it. But every track's not going to be a hit. The last track, though, that I just wasn't really feeling on this tape was Undefeated. It's kind of the same as 25 Men Freestyle. It's just not my lane. Like, it's just not for me. Like, there might be people out there that think 25 Men Freestyle and Undefeated are the 2 best tracks on this whole tape, but they're just not for me. So that's why they're going to be here in this portion of the video of me putting them in the dislikes, because I just can't get into them. I'll come back and revisit them both, though, in a week or so and see if I've changed my mind on it, but I think that's where I'm probably at on those 2 tracks. I'd have to say my 3 favorite tracks on this album are the intro track, Pray You Die in Surgery, followed up with Drop Top, and then, like I said earlier in the video, Hot Boys featuring Boozy Badass. Like, that song is going to be in my rotation along with the other 2 tracks. Like, they're just fire tracks all the way through, from the beats to the lyrics. Everything about the songs are dope. Like, EST Gee really did his shit on those 3 tracks, in my opinion. So rating this album overall, like I said, I think there's 3 or 4 tracks I put in the dislikes, but I'm not going to knock them too hard on those because they could just not be my style, and I'm being biased to the situation of them. So I'm going to give EST Gee's album, Mad, a 7.5 out of 10. I think he did some solid work on this album, and I think if you're watching this and you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend going and checking it out because it's a dope album. Like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all.